Hollywood, the land of glitter, glamour, and, of course, drama. When it comes to celebrities, there's no shortage of juicy stories about their tumultuous relationships, and the tale of Sean Penn and Robin Wright is one of the most captivating. It's a story that has everything: love, heartbreak, regret, and, perhaps most importantly, a ton of drama. But behind the headlines of their high-profile marriages and breakups, there's a deeper layer of reflection, particularly from Wright, who has recently opened up about her parenting regrets, relationship dynamics, and the roller coaster life she shared with the man who was once her soulmate. A star-crossed beginning. It all began back in 1989, just after Sean Penn's very public divorce from Madonna. Fresh from the aftermath of that whirlwind romance, Penn found himself falling head over heels for another Hollywood beauty, Robin Wright. Wright, who at the time was known for her role in The Princess Bride and had yet to become a household name, entered a whirlwind romance with Penn that would last for 14 years of marriage and more than 2 decades of on-again, off-again drama. Their relationship was a roller coaster, full of ups and downs that seemed to mirror the chaos of their careers. Despite their best efforts to hold things together for the sake of their children, Dylan, 34, and Hopper, 32, Wright has admitted in a recent interview that she regrets not being stricter with her kids during their formative years. In an interview with the Times of London, the actress opened up about her parenting style, revealing that she felt she was too soft with them. "I wasn't hard enough on them," she confessed. "Sean was gone so much of the time, he'd come back and be the policeman, then leave me with the residue. I would soften the blow. We were both extremes. They didn't get that gray area in the middle, and that's what they needed." Talk about brutal honesty. It's clear that Wright holds herself accountable for the role she played in the upbringing of her children, and she doesn't mince words about it. But as anyone who's been in the public eye knows, sometimes hindsight is 20/20. You can't help but wonder how things might have turned out differently if she had been a little stricter, and if Penn had been around more consistently to share the load. The end of the fairy tale. Like many Hollywood relationships, Penn and Wright's marriage didn't end with a happily ever after, or even a quiet and peaceful split. Their marriage was full of complications, and the couple spent years going back and forth, trying to make things work. They even attempted a reconciliation a few times. But in the end, after more than 2 decades together, they divorced. And according to Wright, the hardest part was trying to keep the family intact for their kids. Divorce in and of itself, and with children, is devastating, she said. "Worse than that, one of the reasons why we got back together and broke up so much was trying to keep the family together. If you've got kids, it's a family and you try again and you try again. We did that for a long time." The emotional weight of trying and failing to make a family work is palpable in her words. But life, as it often does, moved on. The unexpected romance. For Wright, the split from Penn wasn't just an ending. It was also a new beginning. It didn't take long for her to find love again, and this time, it was with actor Ben Foster. Wright, who had been married and in serious relationships for most of her life, found herself experiencing a world she had never known. "I'd never ever been asked out on a date before," she admitted. "Never. I was freaking married my whole life. And even before that, I hadn't been asked out." Enter Ben Foster, the man who would change her perspective on romance and adventure. Foster, 33 at the time, brought a fresh, adventurous energy into Wright's life, and the two quickly fell in love. This was a different kind of love for Wright, one full of excitement, novelty, and yes, probably a lot less drama than her marriage to Penn. While Wright was experiencing a new chapter, Penn was too, though his focus was on something a little less glamorous than Hollywood. After their split, Penn immersed himself in humanitarian work, specifically helping the people of Haiti after the devastating 2010 earthquake. It was here that he found some semblance of peace. In a candid interview with Oprah Winfrey, Penn admitted that his time in Haiti was not just about helping others, but about healing himself as well. "I am not in the state of chasing women," Penn remarked when Oprah asked him about his love life post-divorce. "This work, this mission, is playing a bigger part in my life than I am." There's something deeply humbling about this admission. It's a far cry from the man who, in his earlier years, was known for being a bit of a rebel and a party animal. But as Penn found solace in helping others, his past relationships seemed to fade into the background. The wild ride of Penn's love life. Sean Penn's love life has been anything but quiet. From his early days of reckless behavior to his more recent attempts at settling down, Penn's romantic history is filled with drama, controversies, and, of course, divorce. Before his marriage to Robin Wright, Penn was infamously married to Madonna. Their marriage was full of drama, jealousy, and violent outbursts that would make even the most seasoned soap opera writers take notes. From alleged assault charges to the infamous incident where Penn allegedly fired a shotgun at a helicopter, their relationship was a train wreck that captivated the tabloids for years. And then there was the engagement to actress Elizabeth McGovern. The two had a whirlwind romance that ended before they even made it to the altar. McGovern, at just 23 years old, realized that she wasn't ready for the kind of commitment Penn was offering and instead chose to focus on her career. But, in a bit of a burn, McGovern later remarked, "I think I was the lucky one to do what I did," implying that avoiding a marriage to Penn might have been one of her smarter decisions. The Zoom wedding. After his failed marriages and romantic escapades, Penn seemed to find peace in his third marriage to Layla George, the daughter of actor Vincent D'Onofrio. Their wedding, which took place during the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, was as low-key as they come. In fact, it was so low-key that the couple tied the knot over a Zoom call, with a few close family members as witnesses. In a world where couples are often judged for their over-the-top wedding celebrations, Penn and George opted for something far more intimate. And while it might not have been the grand wedding many expected from Penn, it seemed to suit him just fine. But as with all of Penn's relationships, the question remains, will this one last? Given his history, it's hard to say. But for now, Penn and George seem to be happy, with George attending Penn's charity events and getting involved in his nonprofit work. At least this time, the drama seems to be more focused on helping others than creating chaos in his personal life. A legacy of love and drama. In the end, Sean Penn's love life is a tale as old as Hollywood itself. It's filled with highs, lows, and plenty of public scrutiny. But there's something about his journey that reminds us all of the complexity of love, relationships, and personal growth. As for Robin Wright, her candid reflections on her parenting and marriage show a side of her that many might not have expected. A mother who holds herself accountable, a woman who's not afraid to admit her mistakes. As we watch both of their lives unfold, we can't help but root for them. They may have had their fair share of drama, but perhaps, just maybe, they finally found the peace they've been searching for all along. After all, when you've been through as much as Penn and Wright, a little peace and maybe a little less drama might be the greatest success of all. And there you have it, the dramatic roller coaster that is Sean Penn and Robin Wright's love life. If you enjoyed this deep dive into their story, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more celebrity tales, behind-the-scenes drama. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.